assignments and how to approach them. So let me just share. How was your day though?
Yeah, mine is fine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Busy with kids and all.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well done. Care of the children. All right. Please, can you all see this screen? I have an updated version of the PowerPoint to include other aspects that we didn't cover in the last session because of time. And that will be sent to you after this session. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right. So what we're going to do is to go through the assignments and highlight what is required. And if there are any questions, we will attend to them. And before we proceed, I want you to know that we're working together with you. You have all the support that you need to do this course. It's not on your shoulder alone. We are with you step by step, all across the various stages of the ladder. And so you have all the support that you need. If there is something that is not clear, you come back to us, we clarify. If there is any extra resources you need to help, we will provide that. And so don't feel burdened. Don't feel under pressure at all. Feel free to speak to us about anything that is of concern to you, and we'll readily support you. Okay. Now, considering that some of you have already done some courses, I want to find out, are we all familiar with Harvard system of referencing or Harvard style of referencing? Are we all familiar with Harvard? Okay, I'm asking because
yes, Simon.
You are all familiar with it. Nana is familiar with it. Lalita, how are you?
Huh?
Are you familiar with Harvard style of referencing?
Yeah, I didn't go through yet.
No, Lalita, he's saying that, are you aware of the Harvard style of referencing?
No.
That means in the assignment, in the last page, you can see it's written reference and bibliography.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah, so that point we need to cover. So it's a style called Harvard style. So he's asking, are you aware of it?
No.
Okay. It is, thank you for letting me know, because it is one of the requirements for doing your assignment. You will need to reference your work accordingly. All right, if we want to go into that now, it's going to take all of the time. And
no, we don't want that, Chris. And it's not that tough also, trust me. I think we should focus more on the questions, yes, because after this week, we don't want to drag this unit to the next week.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I've gone through the assignment, it's quite lengthy. Yeah. And I've also got few questions in my mind, and I received one book today that I ordered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and,
so
that's good.
Yeah, so we can discuss maybe according to that. But please excuse me today in between if I get a bit disturbing, because my son has the tuition class at the same time.
That is fine.
So, he might be calling me sometimes or,
No
but right now I'm very much with you.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
Right. So during the last session, we looked at learning outcome 1, covering assessment criteria 1.1 to 1.7. The updated PowerPoint that I'll be sending to be sent to you by Mansi at the end of this session includes aspects of conflict, potential conflicts and conflict management in health and social care in relation to leadership and management theories. So you have that aspect covered in this updated PowerPoint that will be coming to you. It also includes elements of coaching and mentoring, part of which I'm going to talk about in an attempt to explain what is required in relation to answering the questions. Right. So first of all, I want to talk about the terminologies, that is the command verbs, which you would see in the assignments. First of all is this word highlighted here, analyze. Then we have explain. Then we have describe. We have propose. You are making proposal, making suggestions. Then analyze again, explain. We have evaluation, so evaluate. And then we have discuss. So these are the keywords that the assessor will be looking at in your assignment to see whether you have actually analyzed or you only explain. So for example, if the question says analyze key theories of leadership and management, and you explained key theories of leadership and management, you will not get full marks because the assessor will be looking for analysis and not explanation. What does it mean then to analyze? To analyze means you have already identified the theories, you have explained the theories, you have gone beyond explaining the theories to talking about the importance of the theory and looking at the advantages and the disadvantages of between 3 and 4 theories, as you can see on the assignment brief, the breakdown. So we've given a range. So you're talking about beyond explanation, you're talking about the importance of the theory, the management, leadership and management theories, and what are the advantages of this theory? What are the disadvantages of this theory? And what are the advantages of that? And so we have given a range of between 3 and 4 and not less than that because this is level 5. Okay. Shall I go on from there? Or is there any question there? Then the second part is explanation. And in the breakdown, I explain what is required that you would first have to define what leadership is, and then you define what management is. Then you explain what are the differences between leadership and management. Basically, you're breaking it down. Who is a leader? How does a leader differ from a manager? And I did much of that in our last lesson. We looked at who a leader is, what are the characteristics or the features of a leader compared to who a manager is. So basically, that is what we want you to do. You can use part of the information in the PowerPoint. That is fine, but just make sure you reference them accordingly and appropriately. All right, so that's explanation. Descriptive, 1.3, describe how theoretical models of leadership and management are applied in your own practice. So we have the theories and models of management and leadership, basically what we have talked about in 1 and a bit of 1.2. So how do you apply them as a health and social care leader in a care home or in a residential home or working in a hospital setting? How do you apply them in a healthcare setting in managing the team that you lead who are working towards meeting the needs of the service users, the residents, or the individuals that they are looking after? So descriptive here, for example, if I ask you to describe yourself, you will go into details and give further information. So descriptive. But another thing that it's very important there is what you see here, own practice. Own practice means you are supposed to personalize whatever you are writing. So we will want to see you use the first person singular, I, or my, and mine. So we want to see you owning that bit of writing that you are writing. In my practice as, So you're going to choose, look at the scenario. The scenario is that you are writing like someone who has been shortlisted for interview for the role of a deputy manager in a residential home. So from that point of view, you are going to write and your descriptive piece and put yourself into the situation there. Now, one thing that is helpful for the assignment is avoid using the word you or your. Avoid it. So you either writing generically by saying as a health and social care practitioner or as a deputy care home manager or as a deputy residential home manager. Take it from the scenario is helpful. Instead of saying you need to, you would have to. Don't use the word you. Generalize it. And where it says on, you put yourself in that picture. I will do this. I shall do this. So I, the first person singular, has to be there. Okay. Any questions? Shall we proceed? 1.4, explain. That is very simple and easy. So potential conflicts that may occur when applying theoretical models of leadership and management. This question simply means if you are applying the theories or models of leadership and management, which we have covered in 1.1, what types of or what kinds of conflicts are possible to arise? So that's potential conflicts. So will the models or the theories work very well without any problem? If yes, fine. But if not, what problems or what challenges, what conflict do you think will arise? Basically, you're looking at conflict in 4 different sides. Number 1, conflict in relation to you, the manager, and your team. So the manager and the team that you are, leading and managing, will they understand your leadership style, your leadership model that you are using, or they will not understand? If they don't understand, they're going to pose problem to you. And so that is where you will use your coaching, mentoring, and different strategies, communication skills, and different strategies to try to resolve the conflict. So that's the first side, the leader or the manager and the team. Now the second one will be the team or the healthcare staff and the service users or the individuals that are being taken care of, because it's flowing down to the level. Then there may also be conflict among the staff themselves. And then the fourth level may be conflict between the team or management and the relatives or family of the service users. So all of these are in relation to the model of or the theory of leadership and management that is being employed in that setting by you, the manager. Okay, so that's what you look at. In the slide that the updated PowerPoint presentation that is coming to you, there is an aspect, let me just show that to you on conflict management. Okay, there we go. So you will see that we have, all right, this on leadership and management theories and conflict management So this is part of the information that will help you in doing justice to that part of the question. Okay, is there any question there? Shall we proceed?
Yeah, Chris.
Yes.
I would request you to please open that assignment sheet where you have framed the questions instead of these learning outcomes, because these we have we know that we have to cover these points and it is the part of that assignment only. but
Yeah.
I would request that instead of this page,
Mhm.
okay, if it will be easier for us if we can open the assignment page that you have sent the assignment, that is written
You
in
mean
blue.
the assignment template?
Yeah, that is written in blue ink, and you remember? Yeah.
Yeah. The assignment
Yeah.
template that has the
Yes.
breakdown in it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
so
because ultimately we have to solve those questions only.
definitely, and
Yeah.
they all deduced from the assessment criteria.
Yeah, that's why.
Has been sent to you.
Oh,
Give me a minute
my system is hanging.
while I upload that for you. All right, so while I do that, Nina, could you ask the question that you have on your mind? As you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. The assignment, does it have any scenario or role play case based on which we have to do the questions, or it is just the direct questions that is given here?
Okay, thank you. The assignment has a scenario, and we covered the scenario. We looked at that at the beginning, but I can go over it again.
So that must be also in some Word format or PDF. Is it? Where is that?
No, it's part of the assignment brief that was sent to you, which we also looked at on, that was during the first session. Don't worry, I'm gonna go over to that.
And when is the submission date? I couldn't find any submission date over here.
Okay, that will be in the document that Mansi will send to you or has already sent to you. I'm not sure. It will be part of the assignment brief, because in the assignment brief, the deadline is stated in there. Okay, so I'm going to upload this. All right, so let me show you what you're referring to in relation to the scenario. Okay. So I'm exiting this now to show you the. Okay, so this is the assignment brief. The one that I have doesn't have the dates. The one that Mansi will send to you or has already sent you, I'm not sure, will have the dates. Are you familiar with this document? We looked at it the other day, and your details will be here. Your signature will be here. That is when you are submitting your assignment. Okay, the deadline, can you all see this?
Yes.
Here, on the one that Mansi will send to you, the deadline, the submission date will be here. Okay, and all of those details would have been completed. These are relevant information. We covered all of this the other day, and these are helpful referencing.
Okay,
and,
okay, got it.
you
So where's the scenario?
Don't worry, I'm going to it. Yeah, so this is the scenario. We looked at this the other day. This is a task scenario. Can you see this, Nina?
Yeah. Where's this page?
Would you like to read that? This is page 6 of the assignment brief.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
would you please read it through for us?
Yeah. It says you have been shortlisted for interview for the role of Deputy Manager of Vision Residential Home for the Elderly. In preparation of your interview and to demonstrate your knowledge, skills, and suitability for the role, you are required by the panel to answer the following questions.
Okay,
so those are the questions in the assignment.
That's right.
Okay.
And so you are writing these, you are attempting this assignment with this position in view. This is the position as a deputy what? Manager
That we have to hire.
That no, so that is how you see yourself. So as you are attempting this question, the position from which you are answering all of these questions, or
No, I will be hiring the deputy manager, right?
no, you are the deputy manager being hired.
Oh, okay.
Is that clear? And
so we are the deputy manager who will be hired.
Being here, who is going to be hired.
Okay.
And so you are preparing this assignment, or you are preparing your answers to this question from that level. And it is for a residential home for the elderly. So it's focused on adult care. Okay. So this is the scenario. So deputy manager of this, so that is, you are a healthcare practitioner. That's why I was saying that you are a healthcare practitioner.
Yeah. So who's that? What is his role?
That is you. That is you as the deputy manager. You are a practitioner in the health and social care. Practitioner. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So that is what we have seen now is in the assignment brief. And then these are the questions. Basically, these are the questions that we use to prepare the assignment. I'm going to switch from this. Is it okay? Can I leave this now?
Yes.
Everyone understands this?
Yes.
Okay, so is your question answered?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
Thank you. Going back to this. All right. So this is the one you were talking about. So this is where it's broken down for you. So for example, you have this question: what are you supposed to do? So what we will need to see in your answer is you have to give a definition or explanation of theories of leadership and management. For example, when we say theories of leadership and management, what does it mean? So that's a defined theories of leadership and management. That's the first thing we want to see. Then beyond that, we need you to identify and analyze. You are going beyond identifying and explaining to analyzing, because that's what the question is asking for. So the key command verb here to focus on is analyze. And I explained that to analyze means you are talking about 3 to 4. You have identified 3 to 4 theories of leadership and management, which we have talked about, covered, and link their importance and relevance to adult care. What does it mean? What is the importance of this theory in healthcare or in adult care? Okay, and then while doing that, you are going to be talking also about talking about the importance and relevance. You'll be looking at the advantages as well as the disadvantages. That is where you do your analysis. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yes.
Lalita and Nina.
There are many theories.
Yes.
And how many theories we should write in that answer?
Okay, 3 to 4. I've given that here.
Okay. So for example, there is a contingency theory.
Yes.
That states, sorry?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so contingency theory states that situations lend themselves to different styles of leadership, and that the team leader's flexibility to adapt in response to those is the key factor.
Very good.
Successful outcomes in this respect depends on the leaders adopting a style based on several variables. For example, the job in hand, the qualities of those in the team, and the context in which the team is working. So suppose this theory is given, right? We found the content. I'm reading from my book that I got the book.
You got it. Excellent.
Yeah. So for example, I read this theory, and if I'm putting this in my word, so like these, there are many theories given here. Yes. So how to relate the theory with the current adult care?
Very good question. So what you've read now, if you wrote that, what you've just read now, if you wrote that, you have you have explained one theory. I will need you to do some analysis. What it means to give the importance of contingency theory. What are the
In
advantages
reference to adult care.
to adult care? What are
Yeah,
the
so
advantages?
how we should do it, because like I also in my real life I have the experience to deal with the children,
Okay.
be it teenager or young children or nursery kids, but I haven't like really not dealt with adults in that case. So I really don't know what challenges they could face.
I'll explain to you. Very good,
Yeah.
very good point you have made here, Nina. So what it means is contingency theory is a shift from the normal. Okay, so contingency relates to a word called emergency. Okay, so a situation develops, which is different from the normal way of doing things. So when you are explaining, you have explained everything very well, then you have to back it with examples. For example, you can use, now we are focusing on residential care, residential home. You can use the COVID, the pandemic as an example. During the pandemic, a leader in the health and social care setting or in a residential home, for example, the managers and leaders had to adopt leadership styles that help cope with the pandemic in order to protect the residents. For example, in most of the care homes and the residential homes in the UK, visits were prevented. And that was in line with government regulation. So, you know, families used to visit their relatives in the care homes and residential homes, but the manager had to follow the rules and the regulations of the government and make sure that no one comes to visit them. Why? Because the people may be carrying the virus, and once they come there, they will also infect other people who are there. So because the situation arose, the pandemic came, the manager has to adopt a leadership style to put structures and systems and rules and regulations in place to ensure that the service users or the residents are protected. So you are giving an example to back your point that you made. Is that clear? So it's just like you are doing the same thing with children and young people, but in this case, you are using adults and the elderly. You are from a culture where we take care of our adults. We take care of our mothers and our grandmothers and our grandfathers, true or false? So you use that same approach in someone who's working in a health and social care adults.
Okay. So in like, if we have to write 3-4 theories, we have to give 3-4 examples in each theory.
Not necessarily 3-4 examples, only when like it is required.
One example in each theory, shall we give like that?
Yes, that will be helpful because the example shows that you understand what you are writing. And once we see the example and we understand it, we know that you understand what you're writing.
So if we give 4 theories, we need to give 4 examples by each theory to explain.
Not necessarily, only when it helps explain your point more clearly.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need to look for 4 examples. If you have explained and analyzed very well, you don't necessarily need to use an example. But if you think using the example will make your point very clear, perfect. You can do that.
So, for example, I'm writing 4 theories, and out of 4, I think 2 is well explained itself in theory. So for that 2, I'm not. It's not necessary to set example also.
Not at all.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you hear me, Vardhan?
Yes, ma'am. But sir, Chris, I guess like, for example, if you're writing 4 theories, so ma'am, he's coming.
I am already here.
So I think we should give at least 2 examples in the whole answer. Vardhan, stop it.
It depends on what you write in and
it's
which,
okay.
Which
sorry.
No problem. It depends on what you write in, Nina,
and
which examples you readily have. Sometimes the more you write, once you start writing, examples will just come. And when they come, it's good to flow with them. Do you understand? But if you don't have an example and you think the point is clear, just leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Krish,
Okay.
one more question.
Yes, Lalita.
A 101. It's like define and explain theory of leadership and management.
No, define or explain. So the slash is or.
Okay. Okay.
So if I say define, someone understands it. If I say explain, someone understands it. So you're just doing one of them. The key, you're not going to score a lot of points here, but if you don't tell me what theories of leadership and management are, and you begin to analyze them, it will sound some way. Do you understand it? So tell the examiner, you assume that the one who is marking your work doesn't know what theories of leadership and management is. That is why you define it.
Okay, so shall I do one thing? In this define, I gave a good definition of leadership and management, and in B, we can, analyze theories only. So
no, you are not defining leadership and management. You are defining theories of leadership and management.
So again, here we are giving theories.
You are defining, for example, if I say, what is communication? Define communication. So you are giving the definition. Someone doesn't know what is communication. So communication is a dialogue between two or more people.
Yeah.
Okay, it may involve verbal communication, the use of body language in terms of eye contact and all of those things, and there is a sender of the information and there's a receiver of the information, and there is feedback from the receiver to the sender. This is my own way of defining communication. I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
With me. So, and it ends there. Then you go to the analysis part. So what we are defining here is not leadership and management. It is theories of leadership and management.
Perfect.
Please, is that clear?
Yeah.
Thank you. You are asking very good and very relevant questions, and I'm very, very happy about that.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Any other question? Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Christian.
Okay. So what will be helpful is make sure you follow the breakdown, those that are in blue. If you follow it, you will not have to write a lot. You will just answer to what is in the blue. The blue says, okay, do this. So in here, this is where, Lalita, like you said, this is where you are defining leadership and management, the 1.2, leadership and management, and you are defining it in relation to health and social care. Okay, so here is definition of leadership management. So in other words, leadership means so and so and so in health and social care. Management means so and so and so. Full stop. You have finished that. Then here you are explaining 4 differences between leadership, that is a leader, and management, a manager in health and social care. You can use the information in the PowerPoint. Make sure you reference it. That is fine. Or you can use the information in your book, Nina, and just make sure you put the references. That's all. And you use some practical examples to back it. Fine. Job done. Mm-hmm. So you see, it's quite straightforward. If you follow the breakdown, everything will be straightforward for you. Any question?
No, I'm fine.
No.
Okay. Thank you. And then here also describe the theoretical. So when you say theoretical models, you're talking about the theories or models of leadership and management, how they are applied in your practice. How would you apply them? For example, like the answer that you gave here, Nina, when you were talking about the contingency theory.
Yeah.
Yes, you can apply the same here. Describe how it is applied. You can do just the same here, but here you are describing, like what I said in relation to the pandemic. You give a description, and then another thing is talking about the theory in relation to the use of PPE, personal protective equipment, that people who even go to are allowed to visit their families at the time that the lockdown was easing, had to wear aprons, they have to wear gloves, they have to wear, face mask. This is an application of the theory. So the leader assumes some rules, assumes some styles, and he's using it in practical application, how it is applied in the health and social care sector. Yes. So here again, we have a range here, 3 to 4 theoretical models of leadership and management in your own role. Here again, in your own role, we want to see how you use your first person singular, I will, or I. Okay, don't forget you are writing as a deputy manager in a residential home. So the scenario should always be in mind as you write. Right. 1.4 and 1.5, I put the two together to make it easy for you because the questions are related. Okay. The question is explain potential conflicts that may occur when applying theoretical models of leadership and management. For example, if you are using contingency theory style to lead, because it's a contingency, it's a situation that arose and you are using that style. People who are used to your normal leadership style, some of them are not going to be happy with the new style you are using. True or false? So there is bound to be a form of rebellion or non-compliance. And so that's going to create conflicts. Why do you say you should do this now? This is how we used to do it. Why are you now saying we should do it this way? So conflicts may come. Potential conflicts may come. Some of the conflicts may relate to not communicating the approaches and the things well to, how do you call it, to the team. Let me just show you this, just to link it to what we were talking about much earlier. Okay, can you all see this slide?
Yes.
Most common sources of conflict are recognized as follows. So that some of the conflict may arise as a result of what individualistic behavior within the organization. So some of your team just have a behavior that they don't want to follow what the manager or the leader is saying. Some of them arise as a result of what? Poor communication. Maybe the thing was not communicated very well from the top to the down, the bottom of the team very clearly. And so some people are doing the old thing, whereas they should be doing following the new approach. Then other conflicts may arise as a result of organizational structures and inter-individual or inter-group conflicts. So this slide talks a lot about conflicts. Now, going back to the question, I'm just linking it to explain the point very clearly so we all understand. So the question is, explain potential conflicts that may occur when applying theoretical models of leadership and management. So you give some examples of the conflict that may occur. And the second question is, propose. So you're making suggestions. Propose means suggest. Propose strategies to address potential conflict that may occur when applying the theory. So 1.5 is a continuation of 1.4. That's why I put them all together. So you can answer them just together and save time. Okay, so how do we expect you to answer this question? What do we want to see in this question? First thing is you define conflict. What is the meaning of conflict? Okay, and then number two, explain with examples how possible conflicts may arise and which possible 4 conflicts. So we're giving you a range of about 4 different conflicts. Okay, I've just given you some examples now. So a limit, maximum of 4 conflicts that may bring about in the health and social care work environment. And then having talked about the conflict, here you propose strategies or steps. Strategies or what? Steps to address potential conflicts mentioned. The conflict that you've mentioned here, how can the conflict be resolved? Okay, so
conflict between whom?
The conflict, like I explained earlier on, the conflict could be between the manager and the team because you are using a leadership style that they don't understand or is different from like the contingency. The contingency style is adopted as a result of the situation that has changed or that has just happened now. Okay. So some of your team may not be used to your new leadership style. So some of those people are going to be dissatisfied, and they are going to be complaining. They are not going to be complying. Different things may happen, and that is where the conflict will come, and that's how you have to try to resolve the conflict. So the conflict may be between the manager or the leader and the subordinates. The conflict may also be between the team, because maybe they are working together and poor communication, and so there is disagreement, there is confusion, misunderstanding. The conflict may be between the care workers and the service users, the adults that you are taking care of, the elderly people that they are taking care of. The conflict may also be between your leadership team or you yourself and the relatives or the families of the adults that you are taking care of in the care home or residential home.
Okay. Can we give 2 instead of 4?
No, 4. 2 is for level 2, level 3. Nina, this is level 5. You know that you've done level 3 already. So
yeah, that's why.
And these are some of the strategies: collaborative working together, communication strategies. So you can say effective communication. So I've given you some examples of strategies you can use. Effective communication strategies. Then
so this proposed strategies or steps to address potential conflict. That means strategies to solve the conflict.
Solve the problem. Excellent.
Okay. So does it is it the same thing as to how to be able to support a positive culture within a team? Is it the same thing?
That is it. That comes under collaborative working.
Okay.
Or so, community, collaborative working, positive culture, working together.
So what, like in my book, it's given positive culture in your team, in your environment.
That's
so
right.
that is basically to avoid conflict and work everything smoothly.
Smoothly and work together.
So it is addressing the same question basically,
it's
but in different words.
Question. Excellent.
Okay. Okay.
So your book helps you a lot, you know. let Lalita know what book is that.
Yeah, I have given. I have told her it's by Hodder's Education by like Tina Tilmouth and Jan Quallington.
The one that we recommended it to
level 5, second edition.
Perfect.
But that's strange. Like this book is quite good, but it doesn't have that much chapters from themes 7 and 8. But I don't know. Let it come, then we'll see in future. But right now it's helping me.
Okay.
But in theme 7 and 8, it doesn't have that many chapters. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Good. I'm glad you got it. I hope we are doing well. Yeah. I hope you are following everything we are doing now.
I'm just wondering, like, is the like more than a half paragraph looks like on MS Word? Is that amount of answer is sufficient?
You mean, for example, let's take this question. Let's take 1.6 as an example. Yeah. And you are asking, is half a paragraph enough?
No, like half the page of MS Word.
As an answer to one question.
Yeah, like generally on an average, it's not the hard and fast rule that it should be that only, but like, I mean, how long the answer should be?
Okay, I like the way you put it. There's no hard and fast rule about it. but the thing is this, that is why this is the breakdown, okay? So the breakdown would have added some more points anyway, but you have the points anyway in the PowerPoint, and you also have them in the book, and have some extra resources I've sent to Mansi to send to you. They have relevant points that you can use in your assignment. Just make sure you reference them.
No, because
so to answer your question,
when I was doing the training, like I was giving the training like you to the students a few years back. So many students, in order to impress the teachers, they used to write one answer for 2-3 pages. And I used to read only 2-3 paragraphs just to give them the feedback. Seriously. Because we don't have time as a teacher. I can completely relate with you, you know. So there's no point. And I really want to answer to the point, not making stories, because we are not in literature class.
Naima, you are very interesting. Okay, so exactly in reflection on what you've just said, there are some students who like to write. you don't have to limit them. There are some students who also are not able to write that much.
Yeah, that's why. So it should be at some point.
So that's why we have given the limit to how many points in terms of maximum points. So for example, this one, analyze the range of different leadership styles. We have done this. You'll find it in your PowerPoint, but you're supposed to analyze, okay, different leadership styles. Here we say 4. Limit yourself to how many? 4.
4.
So when you're looking at your answer, if you have written about 1 page, Microsoft Word, for all of these answer, and I see you have defined leadership styles, and you have analyzed 4 leadership styles and linked them, talking about their importance, their advantages and disadvantages in health and social care, and it is 1 page, fine. And I see that everything that is in here, you have attended to them, fine. That's it. There's no reason why I would say you should write 2 pages. Is that okay? Just make sure what we say we want to see is there. Because if those things are not there, it means the question is not answered. Yeah, assessment criteria is not there.
Okay. And will that be fine, like just to write the answers just below the questions?
Yes, just write the answers below.
And 12 font.
With black ink. That's all. So for example, here you are saying leadership is defined as, so you're writing your answers. You finish writing, that's all. Make sure you turn this into black, okay? And it shouldn't be italicized. That's all. So your answers are under them. When we are marking your work, we are going to remove all of this. But before we mark your work, we want to see whether all these things that we have put here, you have them in your answers. Okay. We want to see whether you have addressed 4 leadership styles and not 2 or 3.
Okay.
Once we see that everything is okay, we will just delete this and it is left with your answers.
Okay.
You understand?
Are we already on 1.6 question?
Yes, we have finished this. We are here. The reason why we delete this is that the examiner should not see that we have given you how to answer the question. Because this is level 5. You understand? Yeah?
Okay.
That is just our support.
What is HSC work environment?
Health and social care.
Okay.
Work environment. In this
and
case,
are the bullet points welcome in your assignment?
If it says identify, you can use bullet point. If it says explain, we don't want to see bullet points. Explain.
And analysis means you will expect some real-time examples in the answer.
Yes, and then you also talk about the importance. You talk about the advantages and disadvantages.
Okay.
You are analyzing. Okay, so analysis is like you are stirring, you are preparing curry, okay? You are stirring everything to make sure everything mixes up so well. Instead of just putting it and allowing it to just cook, So you make a thorough analysis of it. Yeah. All right, that was just my example. Okay, so let's come to this. You will find this in the updated PowerPoint. Explain coaching and how mentoring can be used to complement leadership style. The word complement here is to support leadership style. Okay, so let's assume you went for this interview and you were successful and they took you on to be the deputy manager. But there are some gaps in your maybe ability, competence, and learning that need to be filled. So they will give you someone to coach you, or they'll give you someone to mentor you on the job while you are already serving in that role as a manager, the deputy manager. And the same applies to, care workers, support workers who are working in the residential care setting or health and social care setting. So that is where sometimes we introduce shadowing. You observe someone doing the work, you learn from them, they coach you and they mentor you. They show you how to do what you need to do. Sometimes this happens on the job. Okay, and that supports leadership style. So what we need you to do here is define coaching. What is coaching? What's the meaning of coaching? And what is the meaning of mentoring?
So we can give the definition or like the analysis of coaching and mentoring in a general format there first?
General, yeah, general.
Yeah. Okay, and then we can relate it with the situation, with the
Yes.
current scene.
Yes, so the second one, B, is where you relate it to the health and social care environment. So here you explain with examples how coaching and mentoring can be used to support the leadership styles identified in relation to health and social care environment. Okay. So it's very, very simple and quite straightforward. Okay, so 1.7 ends the assignment? No, that ends learning outcome 1, what we did last week. So we have to answer till 1.7 only, right? No, you have to answer up to 2.6. But in our assignment, it's only written till 1.7, then it's given referencing. No, that's what we did last week. That's what we covered that only after last week. Because last week we didn't have time to continue. You remember? Oh, okay. So we have got this till 1.7 only in our mails right now. That's what you have. But this is the updated one. Okay. Which has 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and 2.5. Then 2.6, which is the last one. But they are very, very simple. Let me explain to you. We haven't covered all this. 5 minutes. No, we haven't covered this because we didn't have time to cover all of that. Okay, so that means we have done whatever we have done in the theoretical class last week. For that, the assignment is currently till 1.7. Yes. And then the rest of it from LO2, it will start in the next theoretical class. That is one day. We will try to do that on Monday. However, how do you call it? So are we doing the assignments in installments? No, you're doing the assignments when you get a deadline, the deadline that you get. I didn't have, I just have Mansi, she said she'll discuss it with you and then she'll let me know, let us know. Right, so when she gives you when you are given the deadline, you have time to finish your assignment by that time. Okay, so all together we have to give it till LO2. Yes. Okay. So this is basically only first assignment till LO2. First assignment, yes. Oh God, it's so lengthy. The LO2 is not much. Look at this one. Explain the role of leadership and management skills in adult care services. So we are talking about leadership and management skills. A leader should have effective communication skills. And how would effective communication, that's a skill, okay? How would that help the leader's work in adult services? Because the leader has to be able to communicate the goals, the objectives, the vision, the mission, and the organizational objectives to the staff in a way that they understand so that they will also be able to implement it. So basically talking about the role or the importance of leadership and management skills. One is effective communication skills. Okay, and we would expect you to give up to, so here you are going to explain leadership and management skills. Okay. And then you will talk about the importance of 4 leadership and management skills in adult care services. Simple. You understand? Okay. Yeah, and you give they are all in the PowerPoint, and so it makes it much easier. So basically, this is what you're supposed to do. You explain leadership and management skills. What are leadership and management skills? And then you explain the role of 4 leadership and management skills in adult healthcare settings. No less than 4, because it's simple. That's all. You have answered this question. It's nothing too difficult. And you can finish this in a short time. Lalita, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Any questions?
No, so far so good.
Okay. The role of 4. So when you say the role, basically we're talking about the importance. Okay. And some of these words, if you don't understand, just let me know. I will explain them further. Of 4 leadership and management skills. So this is what you're focusing on, leadership and management skills. Should I make it red, or it's okay that way? You'll understand, isn't it? So 4. So basically, you're talking about what are the skills that a leader should have. A leader should be able to communicate very well. Effective communication skills, that's there. That's one. There are others. So evaluate. Here again, evaluation is more like analysis, but then you are going to do some form of comparison in your evaluation, and then you conclude by giving an opinion. Evaluate the impact. When it says the impact, it's talking about the effect of internal and external drivers. When it says internal is what happens within the workplace. External is what happens from outside the workplace. Driver is talking about factors that affect leadership and management. When you take the pandemic, there were external factors, there were internal factors. I'll write more about that. You find more about that in your PowerPoint. Because of time, we'll not be able to cover all of that now, but it will be in the updated PowerPoint that comes to you. Is that okay? In order that we don't go over the time, because it's already 7 o'clock, and I consider that you have children, and so I don't want to go over the time that we have given. Is there any final question?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Right. So you can start attempting your questions. If you have any difficulty, let us know, and we will support you adequately. Okay.
Okay. Chris.
Yes.
1 second. Like just 1 or 2 answers. Can we show you before the final submission date, just to see that we are going on the right track?
Absolutely, that's fine.
So we can mail you privately, and you can see, and then you can mail us the feedback, like a very generic
email it to
feedback.
Please email it to Mansi. The Mansi will forward it to me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because she should know the time that I'm spending doing that. You understand?
Okay. So
Yes.
that won't be the final draft. It
No,
will
no.
be like our first attempt, and only
Yeah.
first few answer. Even if I've done only one answer, first answer, just to make sure that it's going correct. So
No.
Lalita, are you okay with it if we do like that?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
So we
fine.
can do like that. Although
Yeah.
I'm quite sure that it will be fine, but
yeah, you speak very well, and I know you write well as well.
no, it's
You and
nothing like
Lalita all explain very well, and I know you, and Sarat as well. And I know you all write very well. We have confidence.
Yeah, so just to make sure that we are going on the right track, although we don't mind, of course, it's your feedbacks are more than welcome. Once we'll do the final submission, even if we get some corrections, we'll be doing that. But yeah, just few first answer, maybe, or 1, 2 answer, whatever we can do.
I'm happy to look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No problem at all. Thank you so very much for coming on, and wish you the very best. So we'll see you.
So next class will be on Monday, and all the final days has been fixed to Monday and Wednesday, right?
Monday, and is it Wednesday or Thursday?
No, Wednesday. Monday,
Wednesday.
she said, and Wednesday 6 to 7. Wednesday.
Okay, 6 to 7 is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is fine.
So Monday 6 to 8 and Wednesday 6 to 7.
Yes. So on Monday, I will attempt to talk about referencing, have a system of referencing. It's very important so that because we expect you to reference your work accordingly. This is level 5, so that everyone is on the same page. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
so
even if
very
we
much.
are taking from the book, then also we need to give reference.
Sorry again. Yeah, you have to use the book as a reference.
So we need to write the name of the book.
Yes, exactly. Let me show you how you. Okay, I'll talk about that next Monday.
Okay,
I'll show you how you do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And it's been a great pleasure to have you, Naina and Lalita.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
हाँ